I'm really excited to team up with the ASM team, looking for some fantastic opportunities, not only for rugby players in South Africa, but for athletes globally.
And we're going to help you all along that road of becoming a student athlete in the United States.
Because ASM is such an amazing company to be working with. They've got me so many opportunities.
If you have a dream, say it out loud so someone can help you, like ASM.
So you're probably watching this video because you're thinking about working in sports or maybe becoming an agent, a scout. You probably saw one of our ads, I'm assuming, and you found this video on our website or on our YouTube channel, which is great. It means our marketing's working, which is a really big component of being an agent or working in sports, is getting attention. So I'm glad you're here. And what I want to do in this video is reveal the truth about what it's really like to be a scout or an agent. What do you do in each role, how it all works, and hopefully help you figure out if this is something good for you or not. Because if it's not, then it's a lot of work for nothing. So let's try to help you figure that out. Now, one of the most important things in becoming an agent or a scout is the network. Network is key. If you haven't got a network, you need to either partner with someone who has a network or start developing your network. The problem with developing your network is it does cost a lot of money. For example, I've been doing this now 10 years, easy. And I've spent, I don't even want to think about it, it's a lot, like well into the 100,000s range over 10 years, networking, going places, going to events, getting into the events where you're meeting the right people and sponsors, or just a lot. I don't even want to think about it, but it's worth it. But you have to be willing to take that risk if you want to be at the top of your game. Like anything, you guys probably played a lot of sports growing up, I assume, if you're thinking about working in sports. So you've invested actually probably a lot of money over your time in coaching, traveling, events, all sorts of things to get to the top of your game. And it's the same thing in anything, in being an agent or working in any industry, in business. You have to invest to get somewhere. We've got the doorbell going off here in the office. Anyway, so I'm actually in our office here in West Palm Beach filming this right now live. Doorbell completely threw me off, so I just stopped recording and started playing again. Anyway, what I want to really kind of get into next is a lot of people who become agents or start off, trying to be a scout. I mean, what is the difference between a scout and an agent? Well, here's the difference. A scout is someone who really just goes looking for talent. They don't typically manage the talent. They don't get involved in the contracts, looking for sponsors. They just really go out there finding the next best Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Michael Phelps, Rory McIlroy or David Beckham. There's so many athletes you can go after. But you typically would start as a scout. If you have zero experience, zero network, scouting is a great way to begin, because you actually are going after potentially new promising athletes who could become very, very good, and you get to build that relationship with them at the beginning. It's pretty much how I did it. I started an agency in scholarships where I see all the walls behind us, ASM Scholarships. I co-founded that with Ernie Els, and he's a very famous golfer, if you guys don't know. And we would go after lots of athletes from 14 to 18 who are promising, but you really don't know if they're going to be the next big things, because I've seen kids where, hey, you're going to be a superstar, and then they're not. And then, it's tough, but you kind of see which ones are going to be better than other ones, but you still don't know until they finish college. So we went after a lot of athletes. We've worked with over 5,000 athletes globally from about 90 countries. And we've seen a lot of things. We've seen basketball, golf, soccer, it goes on. So we know what's good and what's not good. We use a collegiate route to basically help build that relationship, get those kids into college, and then when they're good enough, they turn pro, and then we re-sign them as agents. Now, the scouts for us, what they do, and it might be different from club to club, agency to agency, but I know what scouting does in professional soccer. It's the same thing as what we do. You're going out there on the field, you're going on the internet, you're looking for potential players that we could work with. And then you bring them to the agency, right? And then we sign them up, and then we take over. And that's pretty much what scouting does for us. We want people that not necessarily have to work full time. They can be, most people, part time, an hour a day, 2 hours a day. So instead of watching a new episode on Netflix, you could even do it at the same time. You can have Netflix running and have your computer open or phone, going on Instagram, and we'll teach you strategies on how to find people and message them, and how to to basically make that first introduction so you don't sound like a muppet, because that's really what can happen if you don't know what you're doing. Let's be honest, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to completely wing it. And winging it's okay to a degree, but when you start getting like really good athletes, you can't wing it, man. They'll see right through that. So we want to train you. We want you to know how to go after an athlete, how to prospect an athlete, what channels you can do. There's many different ways to prospect athletes. And even, you know, the way the world is right now, with travel being restricted, the internet's become amazing. Instagram, social media is a fantastic source to go prospect athletes. And you can prospect like hundreds a night compared to going to an event where there might be 30, 40 people. So internet, we're big, we love it. So we'll teach you that scouting. So that's what you do as a scout. You literally just prospect athletes, pass them to the agency takes over. Now an agent is a whole different ball game. Being an agent is really about managing athletes, finding sponsors, looking at ways you can improve their commercial value, helping them with their marketing, like literally even like it could be something crazy like they forgot a bag at the airport and you got to help save the day. Like, you know, there's lots of things that an athlete will happen, but you are the agent that is responsible for that athlete. Now that is if you're somebody that has seen the film Jerry Maguire or something like that, and you really want to be involved or maybe Ballers is a more recent one. If you want that lifestyle, you can have it, but it's not going to happen overnight. You've got to build a portfolio of athletes. You have to know people. You have to have the network. As I mentioned earlier, I spent thousands, probably more hundreds of thousands. I don't like to think about it, but I have. And that's what's given me that network, going from place to place to place, having lots of athletes, building that reputation so you get known. Before I partnered with Ernie Els, I had a different agency. So I had another scholarship agency, built that for like, I think 8 years. Sold that, and then I had the opportunity to get involved with Ernie, and that brought me the reputation, doing 8 years of college recruitment, into this pro agency world. I tried to be an agent about, I'd say 7 years ago, and I failed epically. I wouldn't say it was epically, but it was a failure. Let's put it that way. Like, I didn't have a big enough network, didn't have a big enough reputation, and I quickly learned from that mistake and knew what I had to do. So when the opportunity came 7 years later, I had a chance to partner up with Ernie, it was what I needed to get to the next level in this sporting world, because that brings you the reputation, the trust with these pro athletes to represent them. Otherwise, you're always going after athletes who are just that kind of second, third best. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's a lot more work. You're not going to get the big multi-million-dollar contracts, which, let's be honest, every agent wants. So, you know, having since partnering with Ernie, we've had then Johan Kriek partner with us as an ambassador. He's the South African, still to this day, the only South African ever to win a major tennis championship twice in Australia, the only one. We have him behind the brand. We have Cynic Faldo, a partner of our brand. I mean, he is Britain's best ever golfer, again, to this day. We work with him in his Faldo series, so we're helping his players get to college and helping with working with his agency to go pro. So we do all this stuff, and there's many more athletes we've partnered with then, but the first one I needed was a big superstar to be in business with, and that was Ernie Els. And that gave me the reputation and the network. That was the most important thing, the most valuable thing, to then go on and build other other partnerships like that. And now we have all these opportunities, like one I just thought of now, David Beckham's club here in Miami. We were based here in West Palm Beach, about 40 minutes from Miami. We got that door open. So we were always now able to go open the bigger doors. Now you might be thinking, that's great for you, but what about me? Well, you know, what we've done at ASM is we basically create two pathways for you. So you can start off as that kind of scout. If you want to just look for players and do it part-time and, you know, make some money on the side, then that's a great way to do it. We give you like basically a training package. We will go over like what you got to do. You go look for those players, bring them, and you're done. That's it. But if you have then the intention to kind of get more involved, we'll start training up to become a scout director. And after being a scout director, then you can become an agent. Now, if you're like, I don't want to do it, I just want to be an agent, I just want to work in pro sports, then you don't have to do any of that. But I really recommend that, because it gives you really a future portfolio down the road, because you'll build up relationship, you'll build a network up, you'll be building pipelines for future business and future athletes. So I do recommend to do that first before jumping into the agent scene. But maybe you already have a network. So if you're like a club coach, or you're a coach, or you've maybe done sports management for another agency, and you already have a decent network, like then an agent's probably better for you. And then we'll basically partner with you. We'll help open our doors to you. Like if you don't know the people at Nike, Adidas, you know, all these big companies, we do. So we can give you access to that. We'll help do deals with you. You bring the players, we'll look at the player, we'll see what we can do, we'll partner up and we'll do the deal. It's a 50-50 deal is how we do the agent stuff. So, you know, whatever the profit is, we split with you. Your job is to manage the athlete, find the athlete, look after them, and our job is to help broker the deal for you. So that's how a typical sports management group would work, and that's how we do it. So you're thinking, what makes you guys different? Well, we're really young, we're really new. I mean, we've been now, it's our third year going into it in 21. We've got a massive, nice office here in West Palm Beach. Not that really matters, but it does help to show people, well, look, we're growing, expanding, we can bring great talent to come work for us here. But what we're looking for, the scout and agents, is actually people globally. So right now we have over 300 scouts globally. It's growing about 20, 30 a month. And agents, we have about 25 right now, which is growing around 2, 3 a month. We're not trying to go too big at that too quick. But what I think the biggest difference with us is there's a lot of agencies out there, I hear from a lot of pros, that aren't doing what they really want. And we're really trying to listen to that and do things differently. And I think because we're a younger, dynamic company, we can change faster. A lot of these big agencies like IMG, Octagons, they're great, don't get me wrong. And they put in the hard graft to get there. But they're very corporatized, right? They're not your traditional kind of like family, boutique agency. Look, we do want to get there, don't get me wrong, but we want to do it in kind of this new millennial way where we're looking out for our athletes and really caring for them and want to do business with them. We don't just want to get them a Nike deal or this or this. We want to actually build a commercial enterprise around them. So that's what gets us really excited about it. Plus, everyone here that works at ASM is super young, been in sports, loves sports, and it's just a really cool dynamic environment, which if you love sports, you're probably seeing my passion right now, we want you in our brand. That's who we look for. You know, we don't want someone who just wants to sit behind a computer and be a yes or no person. That's not going to interest us. So that's kind of like what we're looking for, the role, how it kind of works. Again, everything includes training. We're going to make sure you get all the training included. We're going to open our connection. We're basically going to bring you into the family at ASM to help you. So, you know, again, if you think that's for you, it doesn't hurt to apply. It's free to apply. We're going to have one of our team members reach out to you, get to know you, or you can just sign the processes and get training. Once you've done training, you can start. How long will training take? Typically, to do the scout training is going to take you about 2 days, about 3 hours a day for 2 days, and then you will have your initial basic training done. You'll get added then to a WhatsApp group with every scout in the company. It's a really cool group. People meet each other and they network. And then from there, you'll then get our global scout director, Gavin. He'll then be in touch to work with you on a daily basis or weekly basis, depending on your goals and what you're looking to do. Some of our scouts want to do massive things. Some just want to do 1 or 2 athletes a month. That's okay for us. We're not going to put requirements on you. All we require from you is that you're a good person, you love sports, and you want to help athletes. That's all we look for. Now, the agent takes a bit longer. We do have to do more license checks. We have to get you registered and things like that. We have that all in our company. So basically, we can fast track your agent role. But again, train similar time, and then you're going to get the same similar support. And then every athlete you bring, you work with one of our managers to kind of negotiate and make sure we can do something for them. We will turn athletes down if we don't think we can actually do anything. So we will let you know that as well. So if that sounds great, fantastic. I hope to maybe meet some of you people in the WhatsApp groups, hopefully in person. We do company days, we get everyone together. So hopefully it happens. And hopefully we bring some amazing athletes to the group and we go do some business together. That's what it really is about for us, finding an athlete, making their dream come true, and being agents and having fun along the way. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, because it does actually help our algorithm on YouTube. So appreciate that. It's free to click it, by the way. And we'll hopefully see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.